Xin chào, what's up everybody? Alright, this video we're going to talk about should you date a girl in Vietnam that knows zero English whatsoever. And we're going to go into some detail about that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I think you probably already know what my recommendation would be for this. I've seen this happen time and time again as well with many expats that I know here, or just subscribers that I know, sharing their experiences with me, which people are very keen to do. So this is why I have all these stories and ideas of stuff like this, is because I get lots of DMs, emails, all that jazz. Fraz. So first things first, like, what level of English does she not know? Does she like really know zero English? Like, she can just say hello and bye? Quick answer on that, not for me, my guys and gals, if gals are watching. I wouldn't advise dating someone with that little knowledge of English. Or you're gonna be talking on these apps all the time using Google Translate, and Vietnamese does not translate to English very well. Even on those apps, things are often misunderstood. And even with the Vietnamese that's fluent in English, things can get misunderstood because of the differences in the languages. So I think it's just going to make it a whole lot more difficult for the relationship. And I don't know. I don't think it would be something I'd want to navigate. I did date a few girls that knew limited English, but it was enough to where you could still have a conversation, like basic conversational. And that's as low as I would go as far as like someone knowing English. Now you could, theoretically learn Vietnamese, but some people act like it's very easy in the comment section to learn Vietnamese. If you're not going to dedicate a serious, solid chunk of time to doing it per week and per day, you're not going to learn much Vietnamese unless you have a natural talent for learning languages, or probably a few other languages. It tends to be easier for people like that. But for the most part, most people are not going to have success learning Vietnamese unless they focus a lot of time on it. How do I know this? Because I know lots of expats that have tried. I know lots of expats that think they're like really good at Vietnamese too, that also went to like some class weekly or something, but not really. They maybe can pronounce something a little bit better, but they have no conversationalistic abilities whatsoever. And they'll always be so like smart ass about it. And I'll be like, okay, we're out somewhere. I'll be like, talk to this waitress in Vietnamese, have a whole conversation. Let's see it happen. Never happens. Never seen it done. So I'm sure there's some really good Vietnamese expat speaking people here, but I've really never met any. So let's just put it at that. Most know, I would say I've met quite a few people that know 500 words, quite a lot of words, and they can muddle through doing stuff by just knowing those words. As we know, I'm definitely not fluent in Vietnamese in any kind of way, and I don't really put forth an effort to learn Vietnamese, to be quite frank and honest. I don't think I would improve too much even if I did, but I'm extremely busy, and I just don't have the drive to learn it either. You got to kind of really want it. But if you've got time and you can do it every day, it's possible, I guess. For me though, that's not in my my book of options. But if you want to, you go for it. So I would say it's gonna be a pretty difficult journey if she knows absolutely zero English and isn't willing to learn. I have a friend that's going through that now. And then I have a reverse opposite other friend whose wife learned English so fast, like within a year. We lived here for a year, and she picked up English very quickly. Like, he's VQ and hello. He speaks perfect English and Vietnamese, so I think they spend a lot of time together, so she was just able to pick it up pretty quickly. I definitely think it's easier for a Vietnamese to learn English than it is for us to learn Vietnamese. Again, if you have an opinion on this, put it in the comment section. I am not the authority on all information. This is just my perspective from dealing with this, with different expats and hearing their stories and stuff like that. Now I have another buddy that married a Vietnamese girl, and she has chosen to learn zero English, like zero effort. And they talk on the translate all the time. I'm like, it's bizarre to me. It's not something I would personally want to do. But, you know, if that's what he wants to do and that's what she wants to do, that's their business and they're happy, so good on them, you know? So it can work, you know? Just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean that that's the factual information there. It's different per people. Like I just gave you so many different examples. Like I said, my buddy is very happy with just using the Google Translate thing. I'm like, hey man, if you're happy, then everything's gooch. Scooching. But yeah, you're gonna have serious troubles trying to learn Vietnamese unless you dedicate chunks of time, are really talented at learning languages. Possibly if you already know Chinese and English, you can pick up Vietnamese rather quickly. It's a pretty difficult language if you don't hear it all the time, you know? So I mean, these are things you have to think about. This is why I don't advise I'm not a big online dating guy for a long time. I've given this advice before, but I would be hard pressed to be talking to a girl for like a year and not meet up with her. My rule is I don't care where you're moving around on the map location and trying to talk to girls on the internet. Once you meet her and she's interested and you guys are interested and you've done video calling and photos for a month or two, you need to go see her. That's that. Drawing that stuff out for 2 months to a year before you see her is just, it's not gonna work. And if you're sending her MoneyGrams or money within the first 2 or 3 months, you've got to also look at what are you doing in that situation. You've already created a transactional relationship. She's probably told you some kind of sob story, just like we talked about in yesterday's video. She's probably told you some kind of sob story, bills to get paid. You know, you went for it. You decided to navigate your time into it. And I've found this happens a lot, is like why I advise against the online procrastination is guys will just hum by red flags because they put in so much time into this relationship. They're talking on the phone every day. They're video chatting every day. They're putting in heaps and heaps and heaps of time. So they'll start to ignore things when they go to see them in IRL. That they'll just be like, nah, it's okay. I can put up with that. So you start sacrificing what you want in a relationship for that stuff. Now granted, before the guys that have done this and have great relationships, some people do find success with this stuff. Is it often? I would say not. But it is possible. There's always a flip side to everything, you know, and as I'm saying in this video, I'm not an authority on knowledge. Like, things can be wildly different from person to person and experience to experience. But like, would I recommend it? Not really. Nope, we got a photo album. Stop here. Okay. I'm off. I gotta stop and slow down. Taking this out for Instagram. TikTok's gotten very popular. But with the younger crowd. Most people over 30, 35 are not TikToking. So I mean, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions on it. It's a thing that you have to come to grips with and decide for yourself. And like I said, my biggest tip in that is if you're online dating and you haven't seen the person within 2 months, you are wasting your time, my guys. And there'll be other people that say different, but in my opinion, you are. From the people that I've talked to and the experiences I've seen with other people. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I kept you engaged. I'm trying my hard to make all this content for you while I'm still doing other things. I'm, like I said, the most busiest I've been since I've lived in Saigon. So that is the video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace out.